Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call our meeting to order for June 22nd. There's a number of our colleagues cannot be here tonight, but we do have quorum for legal. So we do have confirmation for the agenda. We have an item. I'm going to ask the board member to waive the rule to receive it as a walk-on as additional item number 9. So we can vote on it now, or we can vote on it when we come to the point. So there is a motion I'd like to read. Is that the Ottawa Police Service Board agreed to waive the rules of procedures in accordance with the Section 11.3 of the Procedural Bylaw in order to consider the Chief's report entitled Letter of Agreement, Ottawa Community Housing and the Ottawa Police Service Board. So moved by Member Beliket. All in favor of waiving? Okay. So we have item number 9 add to the agenda. Declaration of interest? None. Item number 1 is the Chief's verbal report. We'll hold item number 1. Item number 2, amendment to the board policy on acting pay for the senior executive position. Is the item carried? Carried. Thank you. Item number 3, authorization to act in relation to the board's court security personalities. Is the item carried? Carried. Item number 4, the Ontario Retirement Pension Plan, and they've been asking my colleague around the province to write to the minister. This item will be severe expense to the boards if the government don't make the exemption of the police like they did in the past. In the past, they have agreed not to pension the people who already contribute to the owners, but now there might be change of heart. So we just like to be on a proactive side by asking the minister not to include the police service boards in Ontario. So a letter has been drafted, and I will be sending a letter to Minister Yatri on behalf of the board if the board agree tonight to this. Okay, thank you. Item number 5, October 22nd, 2014, operational review briefing for 22nd shooting on the Hill. So is the item received? Received. Thank you. Item number 6, Ottawa Police Service, Ottawa Police Service Initiative update, and the item received? Received, thank you. Item number 7, outstanding board inquiries motion for June 2015 is received. Item number 8, letters of commendation. Received. And item number 9 the one we talked earlier about and waive the rules. So is the item carried? Okay, thank you. And I think before we since we carried the item, we're going to do presentation, but we'll have the Chief's verbal report first, and then we'll come back to item 9 if it's okay with the folks. So on the communication, as listed in our receive, communication corresponded from the Byword Market is received. Thank you. Okay, turn it to Chief.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good evening. I've got a number of items to update the board on. We continue to see success in our prevention, suppression, and investigative efforts on the issue of guns and gangs in our community. Just last week, 2 arrests were made in connection with the homicide of Yusuf Ibrahim. Mr. Ibrahim was murdered in February. This was a challenging investigation, but the arrests show the commitment of investigators to hold offenders responsible for their actions. And there was a lot of work done by many people involved in this investigation. I want to thank them and congratulate them for their tenacity and the amazing success they've had. Our DART and Guns and Gangs unit continues to focus on suppression efforts. Together with units from across the service, we have seized more than 50 guns, more than 200 people have been charged, and almost 1,000 charges have been laid. Earlier this month, one of our officers in West Patrol was involved in a serious motor vehicle collision while responding to a call for service. Another motorist received some minor injuries. It was a serious collision that sent him to the hospital, when police report that he's recovering well and is in good spirits. In December of last year, the body of a 30-year-old Ottawa man was found in Edmonton. The RCMP contacted our police service for assistance in locating an important witness. Members of our West neighborhood officer team assisted in the investigation and in conducting a warrant in April. In early June, we received news that the RCMP had successfully charged a man and a woman with the murder of Mr. Gregory, and the assistance was integral to the outcome of this investigation. Our neighborhood and district officers are also working hard to ensure that we can continue to enjoy the warm weather in locations in different city. So we want to continue to make sure that we have a strong presence in all areas of our community where there's activity that's taking place, and we will work with our community partners to ensure that our presence is known. Earlier this month, our street crime unit concluded a 4-month undercover investigation targeting drug trafficking along Rideau Street and the Bywood Market area. A total of 52 people were charged with over 200 offenses related to the trafficking of crack cocaine, prescription pills, and marijuana. We will continue to investigate drug-related offenses as part of many enforcement initiatives this summer. During the first week of June, our central neighborhood officers, with the assistance of OC Transport Special Constables, our bile officers, and our downtown beat squad, conducted a community safety initiative in downtown core. A total of 59 criminal charges were laid, and 339 provincial offense notices were issued. And we received a number of positive comments from the public, as well as business owners and employees in this area. Now, I want to highlight the work of one of our officers, Constable Stéphanie Lemieux, and the lasting impact she has had on one of the schools she worked with. She helped launch an initiative at our Pleasant Park School to paint a series of murals to honor First Nations people and Truth and Reconciliation Commission. The program was also designed to reduce graffiti. She assisted in making a successful application for funding with the Parent Council. The murals were recently unveiled at an event at the school. This is an excellent example of how our officers build relationships that have a positive impact on our community, particularly with our youth in our schools. At the start of June, a multi-agency pilot was launched in the southeast Ottawa called Merit. The program is designed to assist vulnerable individuals and families get the supports they need. Since the launch, frontline professionals have been meeting on a weekly basis to discuss high-risk cases. The program includes 20 agencies, including the Ottawa Police Service, the City of Ottawa, the Ottawa Carleton District School Board, and the local Health Integration Network. It holds a great deal of promise in terms of helping to address some of the root causes of crime and victimization. This past weekend, a joint mega ride program was conducted. The Ottawa Police Service was joined by Gatineau Police Service, the OPP, the RCMP, and the military police. A total of 750 cars were stopped, 13 drivers were asked to provide a breath sample, and 2 were charged with driving with over the legal limit. Constable Jeff Shields was one of the officers who participated in the ride that night. At about 2 a.m. on his way home in his personal vehicle, Constable Shields observed a vehicle swaying from lane to lane on the highway. Constable Shields contacted the communication center and followed the man to his residence, where patrol officers soon arrived. This individual showed obvious signs of impairment and was charged with refusing to provide a breath sample. Once again, our service participated in Doors Open Ottawa. Visitors were taken on tours of our Elgin Street Station and our Professional Development Center. There were also a number of demonstrations of canines, defensive tactics, firearms, and controlled energy weapons. Doors Open Ottawa is a great opportunity to provide the public with an exclusive look at some of our facilities and get a behind-the-scenes look at the equipment we use. I want to recognize the members who volunteered that day and made this event the great success it was. Just last week, we celebrated another milestone in the creation of the Ottawa Police Service Memorial Cemetery. Phase 1 of the 4-phase project was completed. A front flower bed and a rock wall recognizing the 5 police services that form the present-day Ottawa Police Service. This project provides a means to honor members for their contribution to policing in our community. I want to thank our sponsors for their contributions and committee members, Inspector Paul Johnson, Inspector Chris Rayon, for their hard work, and I also want to thank the board chair for attending the ceremony to recognize the important work. Finally, a reminder that tomorrow we'll be holding a recruit badge ceremony for the latest 2 classes of 22 recruits to join our police service, and members of the board are welcome to attend. Mr. Chair, that concludes my update, subject to any questions.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. Any question for the Chief? Well, before I leave, Chief, I want to, first of all, I want to congratulate you on behalf of the board on receiving the United Way Ambassador Award on May 29, I believe, and also for being appointed as the first vice president for the OISP, the Ontario Association of Chief of Police. So congratulations, and more work to be done, obviously. So I'm the Chief's verbal report received. Thank you. So we are joined with my colleague from City Council, Councillor Mathieu Fleury, who also the chair of the Ottawa Community Housing, with the Executive Director, Stéphane Girard. So thank you very much both for attending tonight. And just to put a little bit of context for what we are about to sign together on behalf of our board, the Ottawa Police Service Board, and the Ottawa Community Housing. Late last year, we had a meeting together with the folks from the community. I don't know what's going on with the light, but it's distracting. That's okay. Let it be light. So we have met together, and we were talking about also as a part of the discussion between the two boards on a gang-related strategy to work together with the community housing, and I believe some of the work took place between our chief and the executive director of the Ottawa Community Housing, and that's where we arrived today at the memorandum of collaboration between the two agencies. Obviously, we are looking for, and it's always been looking forward to work with you folks, but today it makes it more of a procedural and to work on a collaborative level together between the OPS and the Ottawa Community Housing. But I'd like to turn it over to my colleague, Councillor Fleury, to say a few words on this.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I want to thank members of the board for allowing us to bring this without prior notice. Our organization have worked very well over the past few years and sharing common goals around keeping our communities safe and healthy. And this understanding really starts from our chief, our CEO, our executive teams, as well as our teams that are on the ground in our different communities. I want to assure board members that our relationship has been strong, has been established, but we want to formalize it. We want to formalize it in the goals of formalizing the collaboration and the coordination of our services. We want to have a timely and accurate exchange of information between the two organizations. And finally, we want to continue to engage our tenants actively in sharing that information and being active. So we believe that going the route of memorandum of understanding between both organizations highlights the work that we do, but also formalizes those relationships. Pour nous, ce qu'on souhaite faire aujourd'hui, c'est, premièrement, si vous le souhaitez, c'est formaliser la relation entre les services de police d'Ottawa et le logement communautaire Ottawa. Ces relations sont fortes, sont existantes, mais réellement, à différents niveaux, on veut que ça soit plus coordonné, puis plus délibéré, si on veut, afin d'être capable de partager l'information, d'être au courant de la relation, autant auprès de nos locataires que de vos services. Puis ce qu'on voit aujourd'hui, c'est une formalisation de ce qui est produit ces dernières années grâce au bon travail des deux organismes.
Merci beaucoup, conseiller. So the recommendation it read that the Ottawa Police Service Board approve the attached letter of agreement between the board and the Ottawa Community Housing Corporation, and I believe there's a signing of memorandum between the two chairs by the table. Okay.
If I might just highlight the work of our staff for both organizations. So I know that with the help of our chief, Chris Réaume has been crucial on the Ottawa Police Services side to formalize this. And on our end, we have Brian Gilligan who's helped that collaboration. And I want to highlight the attendance of two of our officers here this evening, Corey and Mohamed, who are demonstrating the collaboration on the ground, as well as, I think, Matthew and Walter from our community police officers that are also here to demonstrate the collaboration between both services.
Thank you, Councillor, and welcome folks to our board meeting. Chief.
Yeah, just to continue Councillor Ferry's comments, the relationship between the police service and the Ottawa Community Housing is a strong one, and it's an important one. And I think our people on the ground work very closely to keep our community safe, and I want to congratulate and thank them for the work that they continue to do. This letter of agreement will just formalize that relationship and hold us accountable, each organizations, to make sure that we continue throughout the future to build on to that relationship and to work very hard at making sure that the residents that are living in our community housing do stay safe, and that they know that they can trust us to help them keep safe.
Okay, thank you, Chief. So we'll move to the other.
It's a long marriage agreement.
Yeah. 20 seconds.
Let's blend in. Sorry. We're good. Here.
One, two, three, with me.
Thank you. Merci tout le monde. Thank you, everyone. Tu disais quelque chose?
Merci pour la carte.
Oui. Ah,
Thank you. Merci beaucoup, Councillor Fleury. And I turn over to the Executive Director of the Ottawa Community Housing to say a few words. Stefan?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's a privilege. Thank you very much. On behalf of Ottawa Community Housing, on behalf of our 32,000 tenants, what we signed today is a demonstration of collaboration, a long-standing relationship that we have between the two organizations. But in terms of our commitment to go further, actually each and every certificate that we sign will be actually delivered to our district offices, and they will be in the main lobby. So that way, any visitors or any tenants living in our community will appreciate also the long-standing collaboration that was already there, but now that is formalized as well. So merci beaucoup pour votre collaboration, le travail que l'on fait au quotidien, parce que c'est un travail de terrain qui se fait dans nos communautés avec l'ensemble de nos résidents. Donc, on vous remercie énormément pour votre leadership, d'avoir appuyé, évidemment, la formalisation de cette entente. So, thank you very much.
Thank you. Merci, Mr. Hunt. With that, folks, I believe that will conclude our portion of the public meeting. I need a motion to adjourn and motion to move in camera. So move both by Suzanne. Thank you very much.